What was your favorite piece out of this kiln opening? Out of all this?
I think I, for some reason, like these mugs.
All right. So this is,
Not for some reason. I mean, they're awesome. But this one particular stood out.
yeah. All right. This is 3 coats of black engobe, 2 coats of Cirrus Flow, and then 2 coats of textured turquoise, and then 2 coats of Aurora green.
That's how you get this one.
Do you want to grab that platter? I have never had this happen with this glaze combination.
That is quite the platter.
Yeah, so that's obviously not the color I wanted. That's bad.
We're going to call this one Petri dish.
So I'm thinking it was because it was on the bottom of the kiln, which is typically my coolest part of the kiln. So it's probably, I'm going to have to put cones down there, but I would guess just right around a cone 5. So not hot enough to get the greens. So I'm going to add more glaze and then just refire it. So I did, how many mugs? 8 mugs? 8 mugs in that. What would be your second favorite?
Well,
I guess that's your favorite.
No, I don't care for this one. It's beautiful, but bubblegum, is that what it's called?
No, now I forget. Black Forest.
Looks more
like the dessert,
gum.
like a Black Forest cake.
Yes, I do kind of want to taste it.
I do want to share something else, but so for this one, I put black engobe on the bottom, and 2 coats of Flux Blossom, and then 2 coats of Rose Quartz, and then 1 coat of Amaryllis. So last time I had problems with the mugs. The time before last time I had problems with the mugs running too much, and then I added more engobe and refired them, and then they still ran too much. So I was going to show a mug, but I will show this week's. Came out perfect. So yeah, I was happy about that. So this is a mug from the last firing. And we had to grind the bottom down, and it did grind down to the white clay.
But so, that takes like finesse.
Yeah.
Because if you could grind too far, you just go through.
Well, you did this. Or no, I think I did this one, and I did grind too far, so it did show the white. And you actually came up with this little trick that I didn't think would work. But we tested it with a cup in our cupboard, and for over a year, it went in the dishwasher, washed it, used it, and it worked fine. So do you want to tell the wonderful trick that you
It was actually black exterior, just a dab of black exterior paint.
So a flat paint.
Mm-hmm.
So Todd was a painter, so I thought, well... Well, you still
Once
are.
a painter, always a painter.
Okay. So I thought the dishwasher, scrubbing, all that would eventually wear it off, and it didn't. Like, I was shocked. So I just added a little bit of black flat to the bottom of this, so you really can't tell. So if that was a concern, also another thing that we use the black for is sometimes you will get a bubble inside your handle area or at the top of the handle, and it's really not a flaw that's going to hurt your pottery piece at all, but it looks bad, and you wouldn't even notice it if you couldn't see the white clay peeking through. So sometimes Todd will just take a little bit of that flat black paint with a fine paintbrush, and then you just dab a little bit on the inside, and
it's gone.
It's gone. Like, you don't notice it at all. So if you don't want to refire something and you have a little white spot, that fixes it up perfectly. So yeah, all the mugs of that came out great. Oh, another thing we do is sometimes I will just refire, but if I have a piece a white piece where there's a bubble in the handle, you can take,
When you say bubble, it's like a bubble that's popped. It's just a little hole.
yeah, yeah, just, yeah, it's not a, sometimes your glaze can just accumulate around the handle, so you have to be careful. I will take a needle tool and scrape back the extra glaze, but sometimes even with doing that, you just get too much glaze right around the handle. And, oh, I guess that's a good example. So you can see that there's, the glaze is kind of funny in there. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh. Anyways, you can take white Gorilla Glue. You should just, I always feel in this scenario, I should just let you do what you want to do because I'm not going to be able to focus on what I need to say.
Couldn't help it.
Anyways, white Gorilla Glue. Just with a needle tool, a tiny little bit of white Gorilla Glue, you just put a tiny little bit in the hole. And when it dries white. It goes in clear, it dries white, it expands, fills the hole, can't tell. So that's just a little tip and trick. It's not going to ever come out. So you don't have to worry that they're going to go home and put it through the dishwasher. It's going to come out. It's never coming out. So never. And you can even take a little bit of sandpaper if it bubbles up and you don't like how it looks and just sand it. All right, onward, telling you all the ways that but sometimes it's frustrating. You get these little bit of flaws and you don't want to have to refire everything. Oh, we do have things we have to refire. I'll show you those. That rustic charm. You want to grab one of the worst ones. So this glaze combination, I think I did 8 and only 1. Oh, I was going to say only 1 turned out. This one has like a little hole type thing at the handle, and that sort of things bugs me.
So 8 for 8.
Yeah, I might have to refire all 8. Well, at least they'll look the same. So
right here. Right there.
What? Oh, the crawling. So this glaze combination is 3 coats of river rock on the bottom half. Then I pour Bailey's red on the inside and then I dip it for the outside. Bailey's red needs to be thick and I need to double dip it. So it gets, I dip it once, it dries, I dip it again, and that's how you get the copper look. And then you put really heavy, thick application of oatmeal over top of the river rock, right where the 2 meet. You have to be careful not to go on the Bailey's red or it'll crawl, but it crawls anyways.
So only use that combination if you want to fire these twice.
Yeah, and it looks, they do come out even nicer the second time because you can add more oatmeal. So you want it thick because you don't get this look with the oatmeal unless it's thick. But when it's thick, it likes to crawl. So hence you have to fire it twice. That just might get crossed off my list of mugs I make. They didn't always do that. That one ran, but it didn't bubble up, so yay. Yeah. So yeah, might as well just do this at the same time because it is the same Bailey's red on the bottom, but just dipped, and I dipped it twice. And so that's thick, and I dipped it twice, and usually doesn't run. This one, which one? This one ran a tiny little bit, which will be no problem. So don't be worried about it getting too thick. It usually doesn't run, although that was pretty close to.
That's pretty.
Pretty close to running, but yeah, it gets crystals, like the other copper glazes can. It's a nice copper. I really like it. Anyways, this one is 3 coats of 3 coats of obsidian and then 3 coats of seaweed over that. And I try to do the seaweed a little extra. Seaweed's very thin, so you kind of have to go back, do a coat and then go back, and I do a little bit more, so it's like 3.5 maybe. Same combination. Do you want to show that one, the Northern Lights?
Northern Lights.
So that one is 3 coats of obsidian and then 3 coats of seaweed, but kind of sporadic. Same thing. So I do 1 coat, but yeah, just a little extra. On my, I think I did. I think on my vlog that I did, I think I was glazing the Northern Lights. Pretty sure. Oh, I have a new combination. This one was 2 coats of Louisiana Bayou. Is that what it's called? Louisiana Bayou on the bottom. 3 coats of Spanish moss. Sometimes takes a while. And then, no, 2 coats of Spanish moss, 2 coats of ginger. And then I did a very light coat of river birch over top of everything.
I feel like
Vanna White.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune.
They know.
Yeah. What else? Oh, we never showed this one. Oh, this was a wheel thrown bowl, so you can't trim it. So you just try to throw it as light as you can, but that's pretty heavy. You feel that? Well, it's not that heavy, but it is pretty heavy.
Yeah, they're hefty. But these are popular. These are the bomb.
They seem to be. Everyone that comes out sells as soon as it goes on the website. Yeah, like they have. Yeah, all within minutes. All right, so this is 3 coats of Muddy Waters and then just a light coat of light flecks just on the rim. But yeah, just show how the blues in there. I really like how that turns out.
They kind of look peacocky.
Oh, this was a new one that I did last time that I had to refire. Oh, that one, it did run a little bit, but it'll be fine. So they all had a blister. So things that do that don't stay long. Oh no, that's not true. I never give up. I never give up. Anyways, this was 3 coats, 2 coats. I think 3 coats of bougainvillea, and then I poured bougainvillea, and then I poured winterwood over everything, and then 1 coat of light flecks over the bougainvillea. So when I love. Can you see how there's crystals in that run? So pretty. One thing I do find though that when you refire pieces with light flux, often you'll get crazing in here. So that is just part of it. I don't know. Question. So does that bug you as a potter? The inside has a liner glaze, so that's not a problem. But in order to get that really drippy, wonderful effect, sometimes you get crazing in that area. I don't know. Anyways.
That's crazy.
Anyways, I put that in a description on my website, even though it doesn't happen every time.
This didn't.
I think it will. See, just right there. I can see a little tiny bit. It does do that often, I have found. But it's so pretty. It's like glass. Like, I don't know. It's so pretty. I don't think you can pick that up. Anyways, I think that's everything. So, a bunch of more refires to go in the kiln. The one thing, oh, yeah, that's fine. The one thing I like about refires is it doesn't take as long to fill the kiln. So that's just looking at the positive side. All right, well, thanks for joining us. If you like this video, remember to
subscribe.
Oh, now I have to put a thing up there.
You have to put the subscribe button. Let's see. Right here?
And what do other people say?
Here?
Other people say, hit the notify button so you know when we've uploaded.
Other people?
Like other videos.
Hit the like.
Yes, do that as well. All right, have a good day.